Many WNBA fans are calling out the referee problem.
This might be the wildest referee scandal the WNBA has ever seen. 1 minute, Caitlin Clark was lighting up the league, pulling in record-shattering ratings and packing arenas coast to coast. The next, she's limping off the court, benched with an injury that could have been avoided if the officials had just done their jobs. You won't believe the controversy shaking the WNBA right now. It involves Caitlin Clark, one of the league's brightest rising stars, a brutal injury, and a referee who has just been fired after shocking new footage surfaced, showing how he completely mishandled the situation. This isn't just a missed call or an unfortunate accident. It's a scandal that's raising serious questions about fairness, players' safety, and integrity in women's basketball. Caitlin Clark is more than just a rookie. She is a phenomenon who burst onto the basketball scene with an incredible college career filled with record-breaking performances. Since entering the WNBA, she's electrified fans with her sharp shooting, fearless drives, and impressive leadership on the court. She quickly became the face of the league's new generation, drawing sold-out crowds and unprecedented media attention. Simply put, Caitlin Clark put the WNBA back on the map for millions of basketball fans. But with all that spotlight came increased scrutiny and, unfortunately, some dangerous moments on the court. During a recent highly anticipated game, Clark was playing with the same energy and skill she's known for, moving quickly, cutting through defenders, and making plays that had everyone buzzing.
Lions head coach Stephanie White, she was complaining about her team not getting a whistle, not being respected.
She will be out for 2 weeks minimum following a quad strain.
Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham going to the officials and trying to, ask for an explanation of what had just occurred. That official completely stonewalled them.
Then, in a split second, everything changed. She was blindsided by a hard, illegal shoulder to the side, away from the ball and clearly late. The hit was aggressive, reckless, and unnecessary. It knocked her to the floor, and she was clearly in pain.
If this injury does anything, it should be a wake-up call to the WNBA, the Players Association, the team owners, that just like that, all this fanfare, all this interest, all this newfound attention on the league can disappear overnight.
But what shocked everyone watching was the referee's reaction, or rather, the lack of reaction. The official didn't blow the whistle. No foul was called. The game kept going as if nothing had happened. Later, it was confirmed that Caitlin Clark had suffered a significant quad injury. It wasn't season-ending, but it was serious enough to sideline her for several crucial games. For the WNBA, losing their brightest star to an injury caused by an illegal hit was a huge blow. Fans immediately exploded in outrage. Social media was filled with questions and anger. How could such a blatant foul go unpunished? Why wasn't Clark protected on the court? And more importantly, why did the referee ignore the hit? As more people began examining the situation, troubling patterns emerged. The referee involved, Marcus DeLay, was no stranger to controversy. Over his decade-long career in the league, he had been criticized repeatedly for missed calls and inconsistent officiating. But this incident seemed different, too blatant, too damaging to be a simple oversight. People started digging into past games and found multiple moments where this referee had failed to call fouls against players who had aggressively targeted rookies or younger stars like Clark. Some commentators and insiders whispered about bias or even intentional neglect, suggesting that DeLay had a problem with certain players, especially those bringing too much attention to the league.
He's literally turned their back.
Caitlin Clark appears to be hunted every game. She deals with physicality that no other player in the league is dealing with. The WNBA not stepping in to protect their cash cow, their only draw, their only star, and this is the end result.
Caitlin Clark will be sidelined for at least 2 weeks
with a quad injury.
Bullets has emerged. How Caitlin Clark got hurt?
He fouls her for the 4th time. It's cheating.
Caitlin Clark is the driving force behind the interest in the Fever and the interest in the WNBA.
The fans weren't just upset. They were demanding accountability. Hashtags calling for the referee's removal and league reform trended across social media platforms. The pressure on the WNBA to act was immense. After reviewing the newly surfaced footage, the WNBA took swift and decisive action. Marcus DeLay was removed from officiating duties and officially fired. The league's statement was short and firm. They would not tolerate any negligence or misconduct that endangered players or compromised the integrity of the game. This firing sent shockwaves throughout the basketball community. For many, it was a long overdue move to protect players and restore trust in officiating. But for others, it raised concerns about how much trust could be placed in referees and how the league plans to prevent situations like this from happening again. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark herself responded with a mix of disappointment and determination. In interviews, she emphasized the importance of fair officiating and player safety, making it clear that she would not let this incident define her career or the future of the WNBA. Her resilience has only strengthened her bond with fans, who admire her grit and leadership in the face of adversity. This scandal exposed serious cracks in the WNBA's officiating system and forced the league to confront tough questions about accountability and transparency. It highlighted how much is at stake, not just for one player, but for the entire sport and its growing fan base. At its core, this isn't just about one referee or one injury. It's about the need to protect the athletes who dedicate their lives to the game, ensuring they can play in a fair and safe environment. It's about making sure no player, no matter how big their name, is left vulnerable to dangerous fouls that go unpunished. The league is now under intense pressure to improve referee training, implement clearer policies, and maintain higher standards of accountability. Fans and players alike expect changes that will keep the game honest and safe for everyone on the court.
Every single game, WNBA players, fans, coaches are all complaining about the referees, and they have shown that they're not going to change anything because the referees continue to be referees not listening to them. They're not listening to the coaches, they're not listening to the players, they're not listening to the fans, they're listening to their stakeholders. That's why I keep saying nothing is going to change till the mindset and whoever's running all of this, the stakeholders, governance, whoever these people are.
As Caitlin Clark continues her recovery and prepares to return to the hardwood, the WNBA faces a critical moment. How it handles this scandal will define its credibility and future growth. The hope is that this will be a turning point, a lesson that strengthens the league's commitment to player safety and fair competition. In the meantime, the fired referee is out, the injured star is healing, and the conversation about fairness and justice in sports continues louder than ever. This story is far from over. The eyes of the basketball world are watching closely, waiting to see what happens next. One thing is certain, Caitlin Clark's star is too bright to be dimmed by corruption or negligence. Her talent, courage, and spirit have already made history, and this incident has only made her fight stronger. The WNBA and its fans are ready for a new era of respect, fairness, and transparency. So stay tuned, because the truth has been exposed and the game will never be the same.